Trump sanctions send Iranian currency to biggest collapse in 46 years. Quote, Iranian markets witnessed a record collapse of the local currency, as the US dollar jumped by 3,000 tamans to reach 89,000. This decline comes in light of US President Donald Trump's maximum pressure policy against Tehran, and was followed by the US Treasury imposing sanctions on Iranian oil exporters. The euro reached 91,200 tamans, while the British pound reached 111,800 tamans, representing the largest collapse of the Iranian currency since 1979 against the US dollar. At the beginning of the current Iranian year, on March 21, 2024, the dollar was at around 61,000 tamans. TIR is the new cross-border payment system. Sammy says we are launching this new system by using this transfer for international, and then he says, this can't be at 1310 because it's going international, saying it will be historic first international cross-border payments using this. We are really close. There's no way we can make the payment at 1310. Frank, yes, it's a joke when you think about it all being done at 1310. I agree. We are as close as your breath is to your lungs. NATO invites Iraq to participate in Brussels gathering, praises government efforts. NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte extended an official invitation to Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani to participate in the NATO gathering that will be held soon in Brussels, and to deliver a speech on behalf of Iraq during the meeting. What will al-Sudani say? More than one person told me that for a short time on the Forex they saw the dinar at around $1. I think this may be a little more testing, they have not opened it up for exchange yet. Don't panic, I don't think this is the rate, but if it is I will take it and be happy. So this puts 1 IQD just under $1. Al-Sudani asks the Trump administration to continue granting Iraq an exemption from importing Iranian gas. Can Iraq be internationally recognized with an exchange rate of 1310? The answer is, yes. Here's an example. What's the exchange rate of the Vietnamese dong? It stinks. It's not at an international level. Is their currency international? Yeah. Including Iraq. 10 countries around the world ban dealing in cryptocurrencies. Quote, the Central Bank of Iraq issued a ban on cryptocurrencies in 2017. Banks, financial institutions and payment service providers are still prohibited from dealing with digital assets, making crypto transactions unavailable through official channels. The American magazine, CEO World, announced that Iraq is among 10 countries in the world that prohibit dealing in cryptocurrencies. Here are 10 countries where cryptocurrencies will remain restricted or banned in 2025: China, Egypt, Algeria, Bangladesh, Nepal, Afghanistan, Morocco, Bolivia, Russia, and Iraq. Iraq has still not put their rate, nor their budget in the Gazette. I believe they're waiting on Saturday or Sunday to do that. I don't even have an updated rate on the dinar, because redemption center screens have been down for 3 days straight. We know that the bank screens have been up, and that's fine, but it helps us to get the rates that are on the screen at the redemption centers. You guys heard what I said about the rate for the dinar that they should be offering us. I said, anybody that knows what a hundo is knows what I was saying, and we should get treated very favorably on the rates of all the other currencies. They said they voted on the 2025 budget schedules, but they haven't exposed it yet. Why? Because it's exchange rate oriented. I am hearing a lot of fun stuff from Iraq and from groups. Expectations are through the roof right now. I am almost afraid to tell you all how excited I am for the next few days and the next week or two. This roller coaster is bad enough, but I am quite literally bouncing today. I hope and pray we are through by next Saturday. Just a reminder, there is no contract rate that will be offered to you. If you have a contract from October 2011, then you will get a contract rate, but it will not come through a bank or off-premises remote bank office. It will come through other routes and it will be paid in advance of the RV, because to do so at the time of or after the RV is against the law. Iraq has the potential to come out at a ridiculous exchange rate just like Kuwait did 30 years ago when they went through a redenomination and a revaluation of their currency, about $15. But it only lasted for about a week and it went back down to 3 to 1. It was a window created for the whales and sharks to take advantage of. Iraq has learned from Kuwait mistakes. If you come out at a high rate like that, you destroy everything you worked to create the security and stability of their currency. And it would destroy their economy, GDP, economic reform, monetary reform. Inflation would go up. I don't think we're going to see a ridiculous rate at the onset. But I think we'll see the same rate that is floating in the Middle East, which holds the most powerful currencies in the world at 3 to 1 to the dollar. The head of the Agil parliamentary bloc, MP Mohammed al-Sayhoud, called on Sunday for political forces to pressure to give priority to the approval of the oil and gas law, especially since the problem between the government and the region was resolved after voting on amending paragraph 12 of the federal budget law, stressing that the approval of the law is the best way to prevent the smuggling of the region's oil. Al-Sayhoud said in a statement to Al-Maluma agency that the smuggling of the region's oil has negative repercussions on the Iraqi economy and the financial resources of the state treasury, indicating that the best solution to cut off the smuggling of the region's oil abroad is related to the approval of the oil and gas law. He added that, after the problem between the federal government and the regional government regarding calculating the cost of producing and exporting the region's oil was resolved, the way has become easy for political forces to include the oil law on the agenda of the Council of Representatives, calling on political forces to pressure to give priority to the approval of the oil and gas law by putting the finishing touches on the draft law. Member of the Parliamentary Finance Committee, MP Mohammed Nouri, confirmed to Al-Maluma that smuggling operations are still ongoing despite the existence of official reports and correspondence between the central government and the regional government, as they have caused a decline in oil revenues allocated to the state budget, leading to a large deficit in financing the budget. In a controversial voting session, the House of Representatives approved the amendment to the General Amnesty Law at record speed, amidst a tense atmosphere. The way in which the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mahmoud al-Mashadani, managed the session sparked widespread controversy, with some describing it as a paid deal aimed at passing the amendments in favor of those accused of terrorist crimes, bypassing legal controls and criminal justice. Sneak vote and fraud accusations. The session witnessed a quick vote that lasted only 5 seconds, which angered a large number of MPs and politicians. The famous Jaqaq al-Mashadani strike became a symbol of this suspicious passage, amid calls to re-vote on the law due to the legal violation.